Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. It's Sunday, so happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and it's nice to see all of you today at the end of the day on our channel. That being said, it's not all good news when it comes to gig economy. We've been saying for a long time, and it's these lower jobs which are going, and the unemployment's only starting there. And a lot of you thought, that's only down there. It's not really affecting coming up the food chain, or to say jobs with higher value, higher payouts, and it's only IT jobs. And we're like breaking it into pieces and saying it's not me, it's not me. But the recent article which came in Mint has clearly shown the huge job losses which have been happening and are still coming through, and the ripple on effects of this is going to be coming for the next few months at least. I thought we'd talk about that with Anand on this Sunday evening.
See, what is happening is it was started with the low end jobs, moved up. Companies like Ola have been dumping engineering jobs. And so a lot of startups have failed.
Yes,
And
unicorns.
unicorns have failed. And they don't have cash burn. That is, they don't have money to burn. So they are not in a position to pay salaries. Most prominent example are Byju's and Dunzo. And Dunzo has now said June, July salaries they'll pay only in October, November. So the salaries are not being paid. Baiju has fired a lot of people. There's a lot of posts on
Top management also has been
social
given. Yeah.
media, and three or four very high-end top management
Exited.
have exited. So these are high-profile cases. But in lot of startups like Swiggy, Zomato, and others the places, slowly people are
Being laid off, yes.
being let go of. And these are not, these are jobs at starting at about 5 lakhs a year, 5, 6 lakhs a year to 30, 40 lakhs a year. And these people are supposedly from the upper middle class of society.
Correct.
And this is having a major impact. At the same time, there is a recruitment winter in the major IT services. See, this startup is not part of IT services. IT services are companies like Wipro and HCL and Tech Mahindra, Infosys, TCS, and a lot of other Capgemini and Accenture and these companies, Cognizant and all that, they have stopped recruitment. There is a recruitment freeze. So basically, what they are expecting is lower and lower business. And if people are leaving, they are not replacing them also. Except TCS, which added 600 jobs. All other companies, if you have seen 2 quarters, they give you a number of employees and the number of jobs are negative. That is net. They are shedding about 1,000, 2,000 people per quarter. You may say 1,000, 2,000 is a small number. But these companies were adding people at thousands.
Correct.
So they are not absorbing people
No.
and they are letting go of people. So two groups of sets will join the
Unemployment.
employment market. One is these hundreds of guys who have been laid off from startups. They are looking for jobs, and at the same time, you have new entrants in the market who are also trying to move up the
Ladder.
ladder. So the new entrants will also not get a job, and these existing guys
We've been laid off.
who are being laid off will not be able to find jobs. At least if you are in your early 20s and 30s, there is always a possibility of a second career.
Second career, yes.
But the guys whom I have seen, some of them who have been sacked are in their 50s, early 50s, or to the mid 50s like me. They are really in trouble because you cannot switch and change your career at this point of time. You cannot go and look at a new option altogether. So the people who are losing jobs in their late 40s, mid 40s to mid 50s are very vulnerable because there are no jobs. Now, what is the ripple on effect? The ripple on effect is most of these people have housing loans, they have young families, students coming, their children are coming up to colleges, and so the expenses will in their life will peak at this time. So it will hit their living style, it will affect their children's education, it will affect their savings. This is going to happen. And then you will see a spike of defaults in home loans and property loans.
True.
And so you will have a spin off thing. And you can also see this in the first quarter number of this year in the Indian economic report that private consumption has not grown, slowed down.
Yes.
Rate of growth in private consumption has slowed down.
Yes.
So as you go along this year, you will see lesser and lesser private consumption because people have lost their jobs. The guy in the job who has a job will also panic. So he will also not spend the money that he can otherwise spend because it is going to be playing on his mind that he is also going to lose his job.
Correct.
मेरा number आएगा.
Yes.
So
You
he's
see your
going to
friends losing their job, you'll immediately cramp
exactly.
up.
So you will become stressed and tense, and you will try to hold on to cash. So this will have a huge ripple effect on small economies and also in micro markets, in the sense that you will find consumer sales going down this area. And also know what has happened is all these companies have now sensing the upper hand they have, now are demanding that employees come back to office.
Yes. And
Which
take pay cuts also.
we take pay cuts also or pay minimal pay rise. Now what has happened is everybody is trying to get into the market at the same time. Rentals in Whitefield have shot up.
Correct.
Nearly 60-70% increase in rental yields. So what is happening is employees are caught in a pincer. Meaning what has happened is if you come to work, the salaries have not gone up by 4 to 5% over the last 5 years. But in one go, the rentals have shot up.
Inflations are biting you.
Inflation is starting to bite. But you are not in a position to jump jobs which were there during pandemic.
Correct.
Because you may not get a job at all.
Correct.
So on one side, your income is declining, or the rate at which it's growing is slowed down. And at the other side, you are having a push in prices of everything, starting with the rent in Whitefield, which is the hot market. But the rice, cereals, vegetables, food, everything prices have gone up, putting enormous pressure on these people. So you will see an uptick in default credit cards, personal loan defaults, housing loan against property. In all this, you will start seeing defaults because I met a guy from Byju's who was making 50,000 rupees. His house EMI alone was 45,000 rupees.
Tough times.
Tough time, very difficult. So this is going to have a ripple effect as we go along.
And what that article did mention was that if for every job which is there, there are 2.5 jobs which are indirectly created. So you can imagine, if I have a household, I have maid, I have a cook, I have a driver, ripple on effect, and I go to the cafeteria and I eat. I go outside the factory or my offices and I eat. The autos I use. So Uber, you'll see this going on, this ripple on effect. Though it's just 1 lakh jobs on the report, that is just a number. That has a wider shattering effect through our economy, rippling on, creating a huge shakedown in our
really
workforce. Yes, and you can see it already. Lots of shops closed, lots of eateries closed, and you'll see a lot of more people getting desperate situations to get employed or asking for money. So things are not looking so great. And when is this U-turn going to come? I don't know. And even in companies like TCS, internally, yes, they may not be firing people there, but the teams are being dismantled and reassembled inside. So you might be working in a Wipro or you might be working in a Cognizant, and you are part of a project in a team in a vertical. Suddenly the whole thing is dismantled overnight because of change in the economic headwinds. And you are sitting inside the company. Yes, you're employed. You may not be getting the kind of pay you are getting because these companies structure your salary such that you get a base pay. Then depending on which vertical you're in and what you're contributing, you get an additional pay. Then you get an incentive, and then you get your bonus. So if you suddenly everything is stripped away, you'll be getting a peanut. Before you were getting a handful of peanuts, suddenly that whole bowl is taken away and you're only left with 1 peanut. Yes, you have not lost your job. They've not given you a haircut. But they structure your career and your salary package
is based on variable pay.
Correct.
And if you're on the bench, the variable pay will disappear.
Correct.
So there is another threat that is coming.
Correct. So these things are huge. And this is why we constantly tell you guys, and we met a lot of you guys in Bangalore with this predicament. Some of you have joined startup. And like Anand said, he's talking about 30, 40-year-old. Even if you flip it, let's say you're a 22-year-old who got this job and you're going to lose your job or it looks like a risk of your job. this has a huge ripple-on effect in our demography of India, because you thinking of starting a family, you thinking of getting married, you'll delay it by even a few years, and that has a huge effect for, let's say, the person who's 23, 24 years old. He decides to marry 4, 5 years later till things are better. Imagine getting married later, women having children later. These kind of things are, you can't see it now because you're looking at it right now. But 15 years from now, 20 years now, this is what happened in Japan. You guys are all thinking like, hey, this is not, you guys are just saying doomsday. 1 year things will blow over. You don't realize time is finite for every human being. Time is finite for every society. So you see what happened in Japan. The ripple-on effect of 1980s. They're
Japan
still
is
feeling.
really bad. Still,
Yeah,
it's not recovered.
yeah. Anand went there recently and he saw it with his own eyes. What happened in 1980s, they're still reeling under it so many years later. Yes, there are some shoots of something they're saying, but that's not enough for the people of Japan. Generations have grown up feeling despondent. And that can very much happen here if we're not careful and we don't decide to take better decisions when we get an opportunity to take a decision.
Things do look bad. Anyway, thank you for watching. Be Rich. If you like this video, kindly hit the like button. Write what you think about this broadcast. Subscribe to our channel. Turn on the bell notification. Kindly send this video to your friends and relatives and have them take a look. Once again, thank you for supporting Be Rich.
And see you on Monday.
See you on Monday. After the event in Bangalore, my team has decided that we should visit my ex-home, Saudi Arabia. We were there recently but visited only Dammam. The idea is to cover the other two major cities, Riyadh and Jeddah. On the 22nd of September, I'll be holding an event in Riyadh, and on 29th September, we will meet in Jeddah. Those who are desirous of meeting me both in Riyadh and Jeddah should contact the email ID given below and the WhatsApp number. My team would get back to you at the earliest. Once again, thank you for supporting Be Rich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.